This is Old Kidz on the Block. New episodes weekly. Let's get it started. Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Old Kidz on the Block. I am your wonderful host, Miles. To my right, I have
Louis with a jar of excrement.
And to his right,
I'm Mike. This is Gabby.
no, you can't.
You can't call me that.
I was gonna say, and this
you
is
can't
Old.
call me that.
You want to say it again?
No.
Okay.
You can't call me that.
And this is Old Kidz on the Block. Be sure to check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor, and on Instagram. Today's episode, we answer some of life's biggest questions.
We demand answers.
We do.
Yes.
We want those answers.
Yes. Or strongly ask.
That's
Like
true.
Karen asks, "Where is your manager?" We demand answers.
I'd like to know.
We will all like to know. So some of the questions I'm going to ask are we alone? Is there a life after death?
Oh,
You know? Is there anything else out there in space? What came first, the chicken or the egg?
Chicken.
Let's get into
egg.
it.
Chicken.
All right. Since you guys want to start off with that,
Are we start using that one?
Yeah.
to start us off?
yep. Who came first, chicken or the egg? Tell me why you say it's the egg.
Obviously, there can be no chicken without the egg.
But there can be no egg
Who
without
grabbed
the
the
chicken.
chicken? I think the chicken came
False,
first.
because the chicken is in the egg.
No.
No, what? I think an egg gets formed because there's a chicken. So the chicken has
No.
So the egg just appears in the body, and then there's a chicken in it.
It's hard.
So I would say going off of
Coronavirus.
I would say going off of Darwinism, egg came first. Mostly because think about it. Relax. The very first creature that they say first went on land and everything was a fish, pretty much, right? Fish already lay eggs before there were even chickens. That and a chicken has to mutate from something first. So I think there has to be like an already pre-creature before said chicken, but it has to mutate in the egg first.
But remember, the
because-
eggs come out of a...
Pre-creature. That was
Yeah.
me in high school. It was a pre-creature. Sorry, you're saying?
No, that was it. That was pretty much it.
He agrees with me.
That's why I say egg because
You
of that.
can't have the egg. I'm sorry. That was wrong. You can't have the chicken without the egg.
Wait, so the chicken can't...
I'm
You
gonna be
can't
honest.
have the egg without the chicken.
I'm gonna be honest. I forgot which side I was on like 30 seconds ago.
Well, Gabe just switched his sides.
I
Okay, I think it's the chicken came before the egg.
You came on a chicken?
I became an egg. No, I think the chicken became... Ah!
It's a hard one.
It is.
Can we move on because I really don't care about chickens
Okay,
like
okay.
that.
We're going to get really
All
serious
right, but
now.
then why did he cross the road? No, I'm kidding.
Okay, that's just... All right. Do you guys think we're alone?
Ooh, I
No,
like
there's
this
4
one.
of us.
Okay.
Jesus Christ,
You were waiting for that, weren't you?
Yeah.
You were waiting for
He
that.
was waiting. He was waiting for it. What if I asked a different question?
It was everything I wanted it to be.
Louis' whole life led up to that one moment.
Goodbye, everyone.
And that's it.
He
I-
died happy.
I like that question. I firmly believe that we are not alone. The math behind it is just like astronomical. You can't even comprehend it. Honestly, there's such an expansive amount of space. There
Mhm.
has to be other life forms. Now, will we be the first life forms to visit those life forms? Maybe.
Maybe, probably.
Or
Maybe
will we
not.
never see them ever again, or ever, and have like a telescope? I don't know.
Do we all agree that we all believe that we're not alone?
I think there's definitely some life out there. I also believe that they have visited us before, but they're not dumb enough to interact with us.
Because we're
I'm no
self-destructed?
I'm no conspiracy theory, but I also think that some of the technology we have now might be some stuff we found from them. Who knows? I don't know.
Louis, you want to touch on that a little bit?
I don't think we're the only life out there, mostly because I have base. Anyway, mostly because pretty much like once you look at everything from either an astronomical view or a subatomic view, there's always life no matter what. So if you look close enough, like right down here, you're always going to find life and everything.
I don't see anything.
So if you go on the opposite side of the world, which to that microscopic level seems like an entire universe away, you're still going to find life. The question is it as intelligent as us. But then it goes into also like the question of what do you define as intelligent?
Not you.
Even though I'm more
I'm
You-
gonna wait for that one.
yeah, you
I'll
walked-
See you guys later.
Yeah,
He'll be here all week.
you walked into that one. No, I don't think. Like I said, I think there's other stuff out there. I mean, the government just how can I say announced that there's UFOs. Like they had
unidentified flying objects, which could be from a different nation, like trying out new things, but they couldn't explain the way it was flying.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't explain like the speeds it was going.
Here's my thing. That's you just said that because that's what actually made me like tip over. Like I was always kind of on either side. Like I don't know. And then I listened to a Rogan podcast, and there was this fighter jet guy who worked for the Navy and stuff.
Yeah.
And he said that he has seen some stuff up there going so fast
Doesn't
that
make sense.
it doesn't make sense. And they've caught some stuff on their cameras that is moving so quick that they're just like, you can hear the guy in some of the
Yeah.
videos like, what was that? What just flew by me?
Well, what about the stuff they seen in space or that whole thing in Arizona? Was it like Phoenix, Arizona, right? Where it's all the lights and everything?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many unexplained situations that happen now. Well, nowadays with Photoshop and all that,
You can't
you
tell.
can make some crazy stuff.
Didn't that big Loch Ness monster picture, wasn't it fake?
They say it could be like a piece of driftwood, but there's no real way. It's so old and everything that there's no way to even.
Could have
see if
sworn they
was
said it
real
was
or
fake.
not. Like I know they debunked the one Bigfoot video.
Oh yeah,
With him walking
yeah.
through the woods and
They-
everything.
yeah,
They're
we
like,
already-
when you
yeah.
actually like pay attention.
Have you ever seen a bear standing up on both legs just walking?
The
Yeah.
what is it? Moon
It
bear.
looks crazy.
No,
It looks
bears,
crazy.
Bears
You
can
say
do it.
Well, no,
moon-
they do it in general, but there's a specific type of bear that's actually known to have like a crescent moon shape on their chest.
Oh.
Pokemon
And-
or something.
Yeah.
They
I thought-
actually derive that specific Pokemon that you're thinking about from the actual bear. But if you-
Ursaring, that's the name.
Yeah.
Ursaring.
If you see one of those things stand up, it no joke looks like a human in a costume.
I thought when you said moon bear, I thought like a space bear. Like you seen a space bear.
So just going back to the space thing, I think that we are actually going to be the ones to discover life, and we are going to be considered extraterrestrial
We're the
to
aliens.
something else. Now, one thing that did like pop into my mind when you guys were talking about the technology is we had a big boom like in technology from like the 1990s to current, and that's like in a
Mhm, yeah.
span of less than 30 years.
Oh yeah.
We're going on, and we have out of nowhere from a big computers that take up entire office spaces for one computer to now having a super smart phone that can do anything, which is so
Yeah.
weird.
I wouldn't doubt that we already have
It's
that
so
technology,
fast.
right?
You guys
I
know
want
what Moore's law is?
what is it?
Moore's law.
More law?
Moore's law.
More's better.
If I'm not mistaken, and don't fact check me, it's
it.
supposed to say
Do
that
it.
our
Do it.
circuits double every year, and they get smaller and smaller, which means computers get faster and faster.
And humans get fatter and fatter.
That as well.
Ooh.
But what they're saying is that the rate that technology is increasing is like exponential, and it's going to keep getting better and better, and they don't see a flat in the curve anytime soon. Which means that like we may have AIs and everything. We're going on a different topic, but like that's how fast technology is growing. We could have gotten that from something else.
I think we already have the technology to like go to like
Yeah,
further out into space and everything.
It's
too.
crazy, like what the government. Well, I won't say the government. I don't know who.
The government.
It's crazy what they haven't released out to the public. Because I know that, like, once they finally release a new piece of technology out, they've most likely had it in their hands for about years or something.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, let's like we know more about space than our own oceans. There could be something living on Earth, and we don't
That's
even know.
what
We
I
don't
think,
even
yeah.
know about that. You know,
There you
like
go.
I know we keep talking about aliens up in space and Mars and that, but we don't even know what's in our own ocean. So there could be there could be mermaids out there.
Well, they just came out with a announcement recently that they did like a radar through the Earth.
Yeah.
And not through the Earth completely, but they found that the ocean actually there's like cracks that go deeper
Yeah.
into the Earth and has way more like surface water. Instead, all the surface water on the Earth doesn't accumulate to equal what's still inside the Earth.
Well, yeah. Have you seen those videos? There's like underground ocean or underground,
Yes, it's exactly what I
underwater
was gonna
oceans and
say.
everything. Like those things are so thick, we have no way of like putting stuff down there to see how further that even goes.
There's
Mhm.
like a toxic somewhere I saw. A
I know what
video.
you're talking
They
about,
said
yeah.
The toxic pool. The thing is, if anything that goes in there,
The buoyancy.
it'll pretty much die. But like the question is, what is on the other side of that? Because I think it's like only a layer.
What I'm
right?
talking about though,
No,
he's
it's
talking
the
about
full thing.
he's talking about under the
I'm talking about
crust.
under the crust of the Earth.
Ooh.
They just
announced it, yep.
recently, that they found that like literally where that is, that's like the shallow
Lizard
part.
people.
Lizard people.
Lizard people. There you go. Well, I know we're jumping off topic,
Yeah,
so let
sorry.
me bring us back a little bit. Let me throw another question at you guys.
Horse.
Since we're on the topic of big questions, do you think there's any meaning to?
I got a big question.
Sure, go ahead.
Have you guys liked, commented, and subscribed?
I don't think they have. Go ahead and hit that notification button so you can get our favorite episodes, especially Louis. You see Louis' pretty face over here.
And if you're an alien, please subscribe. I need answers.
We demand it.
We do.
I
But
demand it.
like I said, asking the next question so I can bring us all back. Do you think there's any meaning to us living?
No.
No.
Not at all.
Mostly because we don't really have meaning unless you actually want meaning.
I'm gonna start freaking out.
Well, think about it like this. If you honestly have no meaning, why would you get up out of the bed?
Low key having a panic attack right now.
Get over it. Come up with your own meaning.
Well, I mean, like, do you think we're just here to be here, or is there like a bigger reason why we're alive?
There's no grand plan.
There's no grand
You
plan.
don't
No.
think so?
Not
I
at
don't
all.
think so.
I think because like it goes back into like my own religious beliefs and everything like that. But like
Yellow.
when it comes into like what's God's plan, what's the meaning to life, it's just whatever you make it. If you want to get up and get out of bed and go do something today, you can. Or no, you can just lie in bed and just starve to death. If you really don't want to have any meaning, and just do it. But it's up to you.
What about you, Gabe? What do you think?
That's a tough one, honestly. I kind of agree with Louis, where
Mm.
I don't think. I don't know. Let me put this lightly.
Did
I
that
don't wanna
throw you
depress
off?
Anybody.
Like,
I don't
did your parents?
We have like a plan. I don't think that we have like a meaning.
You develop it.
Pretty much. I mean, as you grow up, you figure out what you like. You figure out what you want to do, and that becomes your meaning. Maybe it's you met somebody that you really loved, and you want to be the best person for them.
Mhm.
Maybe that's your meaning. Maybe you want to be the best at something. Maybe that's
Well,
your
I
meaning.
think the question means like, were we put on this earth to do something else? Like, are we just here to live and die and that's it, or is there a reason why we're
You
around?
can do
Not.
that. You can live and die, but I
But-
think it's your job to enjoy it, to make it.
But
you
so
know,
what you're saying?
meaningful.
So what you're saying to answer the question is that it's our job to come up with our own meaning.
It's
That's
our-
why
it's our
we're
own
here
job
to
come up
lo-
with our meaning.
to come up with our meeting. Okay. What about you, Mike?
Like looking at it from a macro scale that you're talking about.
However you take the question.
Life's a spectrum. Choose a spectrum.
Oh, okay. That is a really hard one, man. Do we have purpose? You talking about
It's pretty much Do we have purpose? They're saying
like
this.
to have a consciousness to
Yeah,
be
like
able to
we're
think
put-
and
yeah.
breathe and move and
Like
put
there's-
on this planet and this rock and a tiny little area and a vast majority of space.
Like, it's just weird that we're living on a planet that can sustain life as well as it does now. We're not too close to the sun and we're not too far away from the sun. Like,
we're in a perfect zone.
we're in a perfect zone where we can just live our lives the way we want to live
and
them.
we have consciousness.
And we have consciousness. So that's what I'm saying is there are not higher presence, but is there some kind of higher
Reason
purpose why we're here? Yeah, is there a reason why we're here? You guys are saying that it's to make our own meaning, make our own
It's
life.
crazy, right?
No, I just thought of something. I just thought of something extremely weird.
Find a burger?
Hmm.
So, if you look at everything from like a subatomical like point, like you know how they say whenever something's like really hot, it moves extremely fast and everything like that. Once you freeze everything, it starts becoming more slow, more solid, and everything.
Yeah.
What if like, to be honest, like let's say you go to what's the closest planet to the sun? Mars,
No, it's
Yeah.
Mercury.
Yes.
It's Mercury.
Mercury.
Is that true?
Yeah,
I
but
believe
Mars is
so.
a little closer too, right?
No, Mars is behind us.
Mars is behind us.
Yes.
Is
Pretty
it?
sure
It's Mars.
Venus.
No, Mars is behind
Wait,
us.
am I right?
Mercury's in front of us. Mercury.
No. Pluto is in front of the sun.
What? Oh, Jesus Christ. Fact check us, but I'm telling you it's Mercury.
But,
But
like,
go on.
What if the planets that are actually a little hotter than us, they actually do have living things, but they just move faster than what we can originally perceive?
Like there's actually life and they can live in that
because
environment.
like think about it, like things from from a giant standpoint. So think about like whenever you like see movies or video games and stuff like that. Whenever there's a giant or something and it's moving its hand, it looks extremely slow. But to it itself, it's just doing that. What's to say from those planets, they're so small and moving so fast and the heat is so intense and everything that there isn't cultures like arising, dying, and doing back and forth, but it's just so fast that we just can't perceive it.
But it's just so hot.
Heat doesn't change anything. They found,
The
what was
hell-
it?
Where do you
Snails?
live? Heat don't change nothing.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
found
This
those
Florida
snails.
weather.
Yeah.
They found those snails that are actually like near volcanoes and everything that have like an extremely hard shell to the point where it's almost metallic.
Snails move slow as butt.
I'm getting to the temperature.
Oh, sorry.
Did you ever see that meme where it's like, here's Florida and then here's Earth because it's just so dang hot?
Can I answer the question?
Go ahead, answer the question,
Answer all
Mike.
of them.
Go ahead,
Not
answer.
all
You
of
it.
them.
demand it.
We do demand it.
I don't know. I think we're an anomaly. I think it just popped up.
You
And
think it was just
I think again, I'm going back to like math and the statistics. Something like this
You
happens.
nerd.
Like you're born, you're placed here, you mutate, you get consciousness, and then you die.
and that's it? Which would lead to my last question: is there a life after death? What do you guys think?
That's a tough one. And I want to say this. First.
I'm gonna freak out.
Like,
Don't you
mine-
guys?
Mine is gonna be like the longest one, but
Go ahead.
I feel like not so much consciousness after death, but I feel like once we get put into the ground, there is such thing as energy. There is such thing as it never dies. It just keeps on moving. So in a
Okay.
way, I feel like when you get buried in the ground and you break down and you become a part of something way bigger.
Mhm.
So in a way, you never truly die. The worms are feeding off of your compost, which is feeding the birds, which is feeding the bees, which are fertilizing the plants, which let other.
It's just
things
like
grow. So I
a
feel like-
chain, yeah.
I feel like you just go right back into the big picture, and you never really die per se. Your energy is still there, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I feel like you become a part of something much bigger.
What about you, Louis?
Very similar, kind of, but like I do believe like not to say like your consciousness is still going to be around or anything because your brain isn't really there anymore to like retain like your memories and your experiences and stuff like that. Like you're
Mhm.
going to lose the one and only thing to say that I am Luis Delgado, but that's not. I'm not sure if you technically even want to call that consciousness or anything because there's even things that can spread like it's consciousness and then they become their own little things and everything. Well, it's just kind of
Okay,
like
no, don't go into a tangent. Keep going.
You
Keep going.
starfish. You cut off an arm of a starfish, it'll grow into another starfish.
Yeah, but that
And then
starfish doesn't have consciousness.
you don't know
that
that.
we know of.
That you don't
know,
that we know of,
Fair
yeah.
enough. So pretty much like it goes into that. Like who's to say that you're just not going to be spread out into either the ground, into the insects, into the air to be whatever like it
So I'm
happens.
gonna become an
and everything.
ant.
Yeah, if like ants just start eating your body and everything, your DNA is going to have to go somewhere, and DNA is the
Always
building
wanna
blocks
be
of
an
any
ant.
living thing.
Interesting.
By the way, don't ever put me in a coffin after I die. and
Oh,
everything.
no.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
'cause
we were
Same.
we were talking about that after Mike's response and my response. Go ahead.
Okay. Oh, my go?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm on the same exact boat with you guys. I'm not trying to hop on a bandwagon, but I do believe like I don't not an energy per se, but I think just like a transfer of matter. Like we're all matter, and like it just moves from
You
one
matter.
That's all you wanted to realize.
It moves from one state to another. We decompose, we move on, we become a part of the earth for as long as it's going to be here, and the earth will. Why do I sound so depressed? The earth will end up turning into a ball of just like nothing.
Are you talking about your math?
Yeah, and the sun will implode one day,
Mhm.
and the earth it won't exist anymore. So we would have been a part of that whole entire life cycle, and then we move on. And even when the earth gets, blown away, it's gonna be part of something else in the future.
Yeah, who's to say that it's not just going to become meteors crash down on another planet? Bam, our DNA could have been on that rock, and we're starting a new on that entirely different
and then
thing.
we squirt out a couple derps, and we start a podcast on
Yeah,
that.
there you
planet,
go.
Gazorpazor.
We call it new aliens on the block, on the Zorp.
The old bleeps
Well-
on the Zorgazor.
Well, you guys are all depressed. I believe in
I'm not depressed.
reincarnation, and I'm coming back as a falcon.
What are you, the Avatar?
Come back as a
Ne-
sloth.
Come on, we come back as a snail. Louis is gonna be an anal bead.
Oh yeah,
You got it
Specifically.
best out of all of us.
for Rosie O'Donnell.
I'll take it.
Okay.
I'm famous, kind of.
No, I like again not to hop on the bandwagon, but I believe in energies too. Like I feel like after we're gone, like we're just becoming something bigger.
Like a whale.
Like a whale. I'm coming back as a whale. I'm already a whale now, right?
I was gonna.
Yeah, I know.
I was gonna make the
Yeah. Come back as another whale. Did you guys know how whales die? It's kind of really bad. Like
I know what
you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
They just
slowly
get
drown.
they just start getting really.
This is
'cause-
such a sad episode. Can
Oh
you-
my
can you
God.
cheer it up. Yeah,
Dude,
reincarnation. You'll be a
Just
chicken.
Slowly drown.
Oh, okay, I'll explain it really quick and I'll get to my response. So whales have to come up for air
Right.
once in a while, right? They get
When?
huh?
No. go on.
Okay, anyways. So eventually they get old where they can't swim up to the surface, so they slowly start to fall into the deep dark. Is that what they sound like? But I know I would like to believe that there's something after death. Like it's not just black and that's it.
I think that could be somebody's meaning to life too. Is like the full-on understanding that there is something afterlife. So while you're here, do what you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
Conform to society rules, and flow through this life. Enjoy it to the best of your abilities, because then you start something else new.
Well, that's how like this question goes back to what I asked in the beginning was like, is there a meaning to life? Like, if there's no life after death, then is there really a meaning to life?
Which, by the way, none of us are giving off any information about what religion we are, what we believe in.
Nope.
We're not being ignorant to any other culture.
There could be. Again, this is just our point of
just
view.
an idea, just
Our
ideas,
opinions.
That's it.
But like I would like to think, and I would really hope that there is, and at the same time I believe in energy and becoming one with the earth, and go from there. But before we start to wrap it up, how would you guys like to be buried or put away on this earth? I know you say you don't want to be in a coffin.
I want to go first.
Okay.
I want you to strap a bunch of rockets to me. No, I'm just kidding. No. Honestly,
Hey, you want to go into space? You love space.
I would love. So if we can get the money to put me in space, yeah, go ahead and send me to space. I will never decompose for as long as I'm floating around before I get sucked into something orbit. But I'm being unrealistic. Honestly, I would love to do a natural burial. Just wrap me in a cloth.
Okay.
And put me in the ground. Don't put me in a casket or anything like that.
No casket.
Yeah. And pick a nice area. I don't know, something with some trees.
Put you in my basement.
Mm.
There you go. What about you, Gabe?
A little unrealistic, but
Mike would be a
see those
space
Vikings
debris.
when they just put you on a boat that's made of wood.
People
Shoot
do
arrows.
that.
Someone just
Yeah.
shoot the arrow, bing.
That'd be awesome.
None of us. Well, we're gonna have to learn how to shoot.
And
an
I want it
arrow.
to be a party, by the way, for me. I just want to do the burial real
Yeah,
quick,
that's
and
it.
I want to have a day of celebration, a celebration of life rather than a funeral.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't want a funeral. I do not want a funeral.
Yeah, me
I
either.
want a celebration of life.
And Gabe, you said you want to do like
That'd
the
be awesome.
Vikings.
I would have a big
Yeah.
party. for
That'd be
me.
great.
Yeah, I think I'd like that too. Like after the funeral, you just have a big party.
We put the coins
Dude,
on your
big
eyes and
party.
just.
like full on Viking, huh?
Yep. Full on.
Nice.
I think that's dope as hell.
That'd be really cool.
What about you, Louis?
All right, so you guys have two options.
Mhm.
Oh God.
So Gabe already knows option one. So I want to be buried in an Indian burial ground.
Oh my God.
And it's still technically legit because I do actually have a small little bit of Blackfoot in my blood and everything. That's
Blackfoot?
it's like a tribe up in like the New York and everything. So I want you to bury me there only because of Pet Cemetery. So I want to be able to come back. So that way I'll know if there is life after death. I'll probably come back as a zombie, maybe intelligent, maybe not.
Watch too many
Maybe
movies.
Always thinking ahead, Louis.
Yeah, exactly.
guy.
I might try to murder you. It might not even be me. It
What
might
the
be something.
hell?
Why would you murder us?
Well, and including like going off of Pet Cemetery, it's just a thing that possesses your body, so it might not even be me. But something using me might try to kill you. Be prepared for that.
That's messed up.
If you guys don't feel like doing that, though,
Okay.
same thing. Just kind of no. You don't even have to wrap me up, to be honest with you, because I feel like
Here you go.
just bury me. Like I don't want to be isolated from everything. Like I do want, like if you can sneak me in the middle of like a park, yeah, yeah, like just somewhere that way I have like activity above me and everything. Because like, or my old neighborhood, the lake.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just one night just fill my body up with weights. That's fine. You can feel free to put whatever you want in me.
No.
Bury me at the bottom of the lake
Oh my
because I
God.
want to haunt my neighborhood and become an urban legend.
Oh my jeez. The urban legend of Louis.
I'll do it.
Can I
Do
just stuff you and put you in the wax museum?
Dude, we're gonna get pulled over driving around with Louis' dead carcass.
And
Boys,
sorry,
what are you doing with his body?
Scratch that. There is option 3, and it's only because
Oh
I
my
saw it
God.
off of Reddit and everything. Turns out there's a thing that they can cremate your bones and everything, and they can compress it into diamonds.
Diamonds, yes.
Yes,
Isn't that what you wanted to do?
I want you to keep the skull and use the rest of the bones as little eyes, and then put those in my eyes and just make me a centerpiece.
God, that
and
sounds
That'd be so
all.
pass me,
expensive.
pass
Sounds
me
all
down from
expensive.
generation to generation.
Well, if we're
between-
doing that, we're gonna send Mike into space so he
Yeah.
can become space debris.
well, no, that's like millions of dollars. Mine's like a couple hundred.
Space debris. It's not millions of dollars. Just get
Yeah.
a weather balloon, float me up to the top, and shoot me off in a rocket.
You're gonna
Small
have to
rocket.
come back down.
Well,
that doesn't get above the.
Well, we're
ocean.
gonna be in our ship, and then Mike. Mine's super simple. I
What do
just
you want me to do to your dead body?
a lot of things. Just rip my head off and do whatever you want with it. No, I want to be like a tree. So
Yeah.
you can. I guess you could put me in like a sack, kind of.
You damn vegan.
No, so it's like I'm like as I start to grow, right? Like you guys can come and see. I produce this tree. It's gonna smell like farts.
What if it gets knocked down like a day later?
Well, there are cemeteries that are dedicated to this, so I would hope you don't put me in like New York City or something where they just
So what is that pod thing? The pod that turns into
the
a
pod
tree?
that turns into a tree.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna put you as a tree that.
And I
gives
want
fruit.
an apple tree, and you better eat my apples.
See, that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say like some kind of fruit tree. That way, I can like. My kids ever start acting bad or anything, I bring them to a tree and I give them an apple, and then I tell them the story of Miles.
I forewarn you now, they're gonna taste like farts. Right now.
I think if I grew into a tree, I think you guys know exactly what kind of tree that would
Oh my Jesus. We're gonna.
Strong tree.
But that's it for this episode, guys. I'm glad you guys could stick around for us. Again, my name is Miles. You're a fabulous host. To my right,
More fabulous Louis.
yes, he is. To his right,
Gabriel Alejandro.
And the even more fabulous Mike.
we just keep going up, up, and up. But be sure to check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Instagram, and Anchor. There you go. Let us know down in the comments. So, what questions that you want to ask that have never been answered?
Yeah, what
Could
do
be
you
big
like?
questions. It could be little questions. It doesn't
What are
matter.
you doing? What do you like?
There you go. Like, who you like? Do you like Gabe or Mike? Which one's bigger?
Bing.
Who has bigger muscles?
He is.
That guy. But all right. Good night, everyone.
You'll never be the man your mother was.